G'day everyone. So where am I? Well, we are a couple of 100 k's south of Port Hedland, and we're a little bit north of Newman. In fact, we're not far from Karajini National Park. We're at a place called the Albert Tongolini Rest Area, which is just up there. You probably can't see it from here because I've come down that bit of a goat track from where we're camped, and we're at it's Munjina Gorge is the location, and it's a beautiful area full of red rocks and white trees and heaps of vistas to take photos of. So that's what I'm going to do this afternoon. I'm just on a little bit of a reconnaissance trip at the moment, and to see what photos are around and whether they're going to be sunrise or sunset photos. So we're here for a couple of days, and a bit of exploring to do and a few photos to take, I hope. So this is where I'm stood. As I said, I've just come down from that goat track. You can just see the roof of my van there. I've just come down that bit of a goat track, and there's the view down the gorge, which is pretty darn nice. You can actually see the road is down along there too. It's a beautiful drive up through the gorge. Anyway, I'm going to have a crack at this photo here. The sun's in front of me, so I'm shooting into the sun. That's going to make life interesting. And then we'll move on and see what else we can find. So this will be a little bit of a Munjina Gorge video, and once we've finished here the next couple of days, we'll be heading off to Karajini, which from all accounts should be just magnificent. Alright, see how we go with this one. There's a bit more of a view of the area. Of course, the wind blows, doesn't it? Just because I'm talking, to get wind more noise. Anyway, I found this what I remember to be where there's a waterfall, or was a waterfall. I might have to send the drone over that later on to have a bit of a look. And that's back down towards the road itself. Anyway, there's this tree here coming out of the rocks, but there's one you can probably just spy through there. I think that's the one I'm really after. Anyway, I'll see if I can get down here without breaking a leg or something stupid like that, and we'll film when we get down the bottom. Alright, well, I've made it down successfully from up there, and that was an interesting little walk down, or climb down I should say. Anyway, I found these guys, which I'm going to get a shot of, and there's the drop off down the bottom. Just love these rocks, the way they look. It's really, really interesting. Just imagine this when it's flowing with water. I'd like to see that. And I'm pretty sure the tree I am going to get is that guy there. But I'm going to have to go up over there somewhere to get it. I mean, look at these. Just beautiful. Alright, let's set about getting some photos. So of course the hard thing here, this is the shot I want to get, is I want to portray these trees with the beautiful rocks behind, and I also want to portray the location where they're sitting, looking at the view, perched on the edge. And the problem we've got is twofold. One is the wind, the second one is the fact that it's I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so the light is fairly harsh still. So I'm going to try a vertical composition, taking that in and that in and that in, and then we'll stitch the three together, and I'll bracket the shots, so hopefully we'll get all of it and not too many highlights. The problem with the bracketing the shots is because the wind's blowing, the trees and all the greenery move, and you end up with blurry shots or blurry foliage. So anyway, we'll give that a crack, and then maybe might have to just try single shots and see what happens. Just magnificent, isn't it? Like, why would you not come here and have a look at this? And it's all free. Anyway, let's crack on and see if we can get this done. Well, I've managed to make my way around here. I'm going to get that shot shortly, but that's where I was, just down here. And if you look over the edge without falling over, that'll be a good thing. Anyway, that's down the waterfall, and so that there is the front of the escarpment here. And you can see where I'm perched up here. If I look down over the edge there, whee, that's down a fair way, isn't it? And I also like these trees and stuff over in here, but it's a little bit hard to see them because of the sun. Be a morning shot for sure, as will up here, I think. So we'll find a way from up there. Can't quite see my place from here. Anyway, find our way down here in the morning somehow. Good morning, everybody. It's just after 6, probably about 6:15 now in the morning, and as you know, I don't like early mornings, and I got up because I wanted to come down here to the waterfall and at first light, but the wind's still blowing, and that's causing a little bit of a problem with the trees and long shutter speeds. Wander down here without falling over, and have a look where the waterfall is, or would be if it was running. We'll have a look and see what the view is like down the gorge. Sun's not quite up yet, or it's not over the hills behind us. Yeah, that's a pretty nice view. You can see a triple road train going down the road. You can probably hear him. But the belt of Venus is starting to come up, so it's time to get set up for a composition and take a shot. Alright, so I think I found my composition, and I'm going to do a panorama between here and over here. Try and get in the edge there and the rocks and the tree and the definition in the rock. And of course the belt of Venus, if it is the right colour across the top there. It's all going to look a little bit orange and red, I think, but that's the colour down here. And later on I'm going to go and get that little bloke over there stuck in the wall. Okay, so half a second, F11, one stop under at ISO 100, so we're not clipping the highlights. I've got a feeling we're going to get movement in the trees, but not much we can do about that. So spin him around a bit more, obviously going vertical. You see a bit of colour in the sky there from the belt of Venus. And one more to capture that. Oh, wind stopped blowing. Oh, we're not going to have much choice here. Alright, we'll see how that turns out. Right, so I'm perched up on this location again, which is there's the edge over the waterfall, and there's the edge down there, and you can see there's some light coming into the sky now. Anyway, watch where I'm walking here. So I'm going to go for another panorama on this one, same as I did last night actually. From there, vertical shot should get all of that and take it around to about there somewhere. So it's not very far, but it should be an interesting shot. So we have what have we got here? I think that's going to be quite a nice, third of a second. So make sure we can move it. Of course, what happens is the wind blows. Oh well, you get that. So, shot number one. Shot number two. Make sure we get this so we can get where we're standing. That's actually a shot in itself. Shot number three. I think that'll do for that one. Okay, so I got down to this little guy here, and you can see where we're perched, just right here on the edge, and the sun is starting to backlight things and highlight the range, which is looking very pretty. But we are here for this. So now I've bracketed this one because of the bright light from over here and the light coming up in here and the shadows down in here. So we're going to see what we get. F11. I better focus it, otherwise it'll be a wasted shot, won't it? That looks pretty clear. That's the beauty of back button focusing. The beauty of focusing through the back screen. Alright, so F11, quarter of a second, ISO 100. Alright, we'll see how that turned out. Isn't it always the way? You just want to do a little video and the wind pops up. Hasn't been any wind for the last 5 minutes and all of a sudden we've got wind. Or breeze. We've got wind, doesn't sound too good, does it? Anyway, I'm down here for the last of the Albert Togolini photos, and I'll show you the composition that I've come up with, that I've had my eye on for most of the day actually. So it's probably a little hard to see, but that tree there, backlit with the sun against the shadow of the gorge behind it, is what I'm after. And I just got to find the right time and take the shot. Got to keep the sun on the back of the tree and not let it come into shade. And you also notice over there, if I can zoom in well enough, there's a nice tree, a couple of trees there. That one to the left where the shiny rock is, nice sort of a shape, and the one next to it on the right hand side is pretty good too. Unfortunately I haven't got the right lens with me, so I'm not going to get those. And then if I, that was a bit horrible, wasn't it? Zoom over here and come down to where the waterfall is, there's a couple more there. Anyway, I'm not going to get those today, so the plan of attack is something along those lines. We'll see how well it goes. Okay, so here we go. Sun's still fairly high over the top of that hill, but anyway, we'll work on this. As you can see, I've got it in the first third, left-hand third of the rule of thirds, and bracketing at 20 and 10 at the opposite ends of a second, and F11 for the sharpness. You just see how it moves there. So we'll bring it back and fire it off and see what we get. It's very bright in the left hand side. Ideally I'd have my hand over the lens so I can shield it from the sun. In fact, I'm going to do that and I'll show you the shot later. Alright, so that is definitely it, and that's the Albert Togolini, or Tongolini, however you want to say it, rest area photos for this visit. So if you've enjoyed what we've done, what you've seen and what we've brought to you, then please give us a thumbs up and for the like, and subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't done already, and if you do subscribe, then hit that notification bell so you know when we upload our next video. So in the meantime, we'll see you somewhere else in the great Australian outdoors. So, thanks for watching.